Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. How you doing? How you been? And happy Juneteenth and happy Pride Month. Now, welcome back to another video for Pride Month and for Juneteenth. It's almost over. If you hear some noise in the background, I have a fan on and I'm watching my uncle's dog. So if you hear some noise, that's what that is. So, I wanted to make a video on like some of the history, and just make a video of how far we've come, but we still have a long way to go. Even now in 2025, when things are not getting better, we're going backwards in time. So, in 1969, which, if you know anything about the 60s or 50s, when it came to queer people, gay women and men were persecuted and they were blackmailed and all that, especially if you were working for the government or if you were like a famous actor or actress. Even though a lot of people during this time period was open about their sexuality, James Dean, Marlon Brando, to name a few people that was openly about their sexuality. James Dean, Rebel Without a Cause, became that symbol of like for people that were teenagers in that time period. May he rest in peace, and rest in peace to Marlon Brando too. Even in the 50s and 60s, there were a lot of movies being about gay people, but due to the censorship, they had to try to cut it down or not show it at all. But in 1969, which was my thought before I started talking about other things, 1969 was when the Stonewall riots happened in New York. And there's a movie trying to explain like what really happened when this started. I don't like the movie. Wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good either in terms of like it being historically accurate. We all know who threw that stone wall, the brick, the shot glass heard around the world. It was the late great Marsha P. Johnson. But this was a Hollywood production. They made a gay white person the main character instead of Marsha P. Johnson, who was the person that did it in the first place. In 1972, I believe, or in 1975, I could be wrong, it was the first Pride Month parade. And, yeah, that started in the 70s. I believe it was 1972 or 1975. I could be wrong. It could have been in 1972. In 2013, which when I was in high school, same-sex marriage became legal in all 50 states. I'm surprised it's still legal in all 50 states even now in 2025, because you know how they love to try and take shit away from people that are different. But gay marriage has been legal for literally almost 2 decades now. So that's some of the little bit of a history in case you guys don't know. It was really difficult for people back then in the 50s and 60s, even the 70s, 80s, and 90s with like the AIDS epidemic. Gay people we're not the only ones that can get AIDS. Anybody can get it nowadays. Anybody. But back then, it wasn't like that. People called it the gay plague, which is really fucking bullshit. Also, same-sex marriage became legal in other countries, not just in the U.S. Other countries like Thailand and Australia. I believe it's also legal in Canada. And, like I said, I'm happy with the progress that we've made, but we still have a long way to go still. And there is still discrimination going on. But we can't forget about the past, the pioneers that started it in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and 90s. And we can't forget about the past. We should try and enjoy the present, what we have now, and demand a better change for the future. To me, that's what pride is. Because, yes, you can have a good time and enjoy yourself, but don't forget, our human rights are still an issue, even decades later. So I wanted to come on here and, share some history with you guys. If you don't know the history, yes, there were a lot of open queer people in the 50s and 60s, especially in the entertainment industry with a lot of actors and actresses, but they had to try and keep it under wraps. And some people refuse to stay silent. And that to me is badass. That is rebellion. Refusing to stay silent and to stay in the closet. So, I'm happy about that. I appreciate the pioneers that came before me. And, yeah, y'all, the fight isn't over. It was never over. It's still going on. So, love you guys. Thanks for watching my videos. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, I appreciate it. And, my next reaction videos, I believe I'm gonna be reacting to another anime show, Paradise Kiss, that has a LGBTQ character in it. But I will be making other videos on like some of my favorite like queer famous people, and so I'm glad. And I will see you guys in the next video. Also, I will be making a video on like my everyday alternative makeup for this that I wear for the spring and summer. This is an example of what it looks like, but I didn't feel like putting on any like glitter, like eyeliner. Yeah. Queer people have been around for decades, generations, for centuries, thousands of years. We've been around for a really, really long time throughout history. 18th, 19th century, 17th century, we've been around for a long time. We're not going anywhere. You cannot erase our existence. We're going to continue to exist until long before your ignorant ass is buried 6 feet under. So I will see you guys in the next video. Happy Juneteenth and happy Pride Month.